Everybody, welcome back. Got a kind of a quick, semi-interesting one today, but kind of wanted to prove a point on something that's been questioned before. And obviously, documentation and paperwork is the best way to prove things. So, Davis Water Sports. What is Davis Water Sports? Well, Davis Water Sports was started somewhere just before 2000 year. And here is a bill of sale for purchasing in 2000 a 2000 Maxim 2800 series boat with a 7.4 liter. And being as my dad bought it, he was always a researcher and paperwork person. And as we're going through some stuff, I told you guys, we've got paperwork and documents and things that'll blow your mind. There's a bill of sale, purchased and paid for, deposit, check, zero balance, in 2000, Davis Water Sports for a boat. So why is this important? Well, to some people it's really not. But to some people that are probably watching this, that have been naysayers in the past about Davis Water Sports, it wasn't just something we made up, like we took our name and added water sports. You can see it's actually on a lot. Oh, this phone doesn't zoom real good. You can see it on the back of our advertising and merch trailer. You can see it in a lot of locations. You can see it on a lot of our advertising. You can see it on t-shirts, hoodies, koozies, bottle coolers, you name it. Davis Water Sports is a real thing. It did not just happen like a lot of businesses did during COVID, but that's where it got interesting. So that's the part of the story. And my dad was a real note-taking kind of guy. So in 2000, when he moved it, he left Norton's Marina. He went to Leawood Marina, got $55 of gas, 34 gallons, $1.58 a gallon on the water back then. 3-hour run, 61.9 miles, 35 minutes for a fuel stop. He was pretty good. He stopped by what's called the Mothball Fleet. If you're from our area and you're in the James River, that's where the Navy parked a lot of ships. Literally a ghost town of ships. And one of my good friends lives right there by it now, which is kind of crazy, but that was a big deal to us to go to the Mothball Fleet. Back then, you could actually climb on the boats, swim around the boats. People fished around the boats. They'll run you off with gunned, manned boats now, like with machine guns. They will run you away. Not many of them left, though. And then RYB, that was the marina that my aunt ran, Richmond Yacht Basing. That's where the boat was kept at that time. So 138 miles. He tracked his fuel mileage. He was a pretty good document kind of guy. But during COVID, and we still sell boats today. We're still a licensed boat dealer. We pay every year for our licensing and our, boat stuff and yada, yada, yada. During COVID, it got very interesting. Why? Well, at the beginning of COVID, things were not good. We all know at the end of COVID, things went crazy. But the beginning of COVID, we were selling boats and we were getting boats in, and manufacturers were happy to sell to us. They're happy to sell to us because of the fact we paid for our boats. So what would happen is, I don't want to name any particular names, but people in the boat industry that follow this will fill in the blanks all day long. And we'd get a call from a manufacturer. The manufacturer would say, hey, I know you asked about a boat like this a while back. This boat is built, ready, and the customer backed out. Customer backed out because they were scared as crap of COVID. That's why. They might have lost their job. Their company might have closed. There was crazy stuff happening. So I would say, yeah. Well, I would say yeah for a couple reasons. One, we wanted to keep inventory flowing. We knew when COVID shut things down, it was going to make a huge pastime be boating. You couldn't go to places. You couldn't go to social events. You couldn't go to ball games. So people were going to go to boating events because there's no regulatory like police on the water to break it up for the most part. So anyway, we kind of put our balls on the line and said, hey, let's do it. And I was getting them left and right, like, big name manufacturers. They were cutting us decent deals. We were wiring them the money. I was sending transporters to pick them up. In a lot of cases, transporters were taking the boats. I was taking and advertising them. They were sending me pictures. I was putting them online. We'd pick a boat up in Florida. We'd deliver it to Texas. Before it even came to our location, it was brand new, so it didn't matter. We had a boat come in one day, and within an hour, it left our facility. Customer wanted it for a poker run. We were going to poker runs. We were going to events. We were promoting things like crazy. In doing that, we kind of built a little bit of a following, a little bit of a brand. Well, lo and behold, as COVID started to catch up, some of these manufacturers were starting to get griped at. And what I mean by that is the dealers, which were defaulting on these boats, now were in the hot seat because the customers were coming to them wanting boats. And the boat they passed on or the boat they declined on, now the customer really, really, really wanted. And money was, of course, no object. During COVID, a lot of big business, and I'm talking about some of these boats were $300,000-$400,000 boats, not cheap boats. But, their company got a big chunk of money. They were a business owner. They got a COVID check, whatever happened. So long story short, some of the manufacturers had to come to us and say, hey, we can't sell to you anymore. Oh, why can't you sell to us? Our money's not good? Well, it wasn't our money wasn't good, but they were getting gripe about they didn't have the dealer agreement and stuff like that. Now, most of these boat manufacturers, I'm dealing with the owner. I'm dealing with the CEO. I'm dealing with the direct person. But they got a little, what I call butt hurt, because we were this small little car dealership that they did not believe was an actual boat dealership that I can almost guarantee hardly any of the ones griping go back to 2000. Most of them don't even go back to 2010. Some of them don't even hardly go back to 2020. But here's our legit business. I can show you the business license on the wall for Davis Water Sports. So we were doing it right, but some of these dealers have typical dealer agreements with their dealers they sell to. So they bent the rules to sell to us, and they got gripe from their salespeople and their clients. So some of that got cut off, blah, 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 which was kind of funny in the end because prices went crazy. One example, the boat that we were selling, center console, twin motor, kind of an entry-level boat, but it was a beautiful boat. We were selling for $298,000, that is. That boat today is $498,000. Same boat, same equipment. One other caveat to that was we actually went to the manufacturer's upholstery factory. Now, the boat builder that builds the boat and does all the stuff and yada, 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 he actually doesn't do his own interior. He subs it out. That place is in North Carolina. So I actually went to that manufacturing warehouse, picked out a special design that we like better than what they did. Instead of being just straight up and down, we did a stitch pattern. So if you follow center consoles, you can answer your own question. But we decided we wanted a diamond pattern, dress it up a little bit, make it look a little better. And we implemented that. We stayed a whole day there and designed that and started putting in our boats kind of as our signature. Once they booted us that we couldn't sell for them any longer, that became their signature touch. Crazy. But, anyway, a little story behind boats, the upsetness that this little bitty little peon place caused in the market. Just by doing legit business. Those places called us. Those places knew we could spend the money to buy the boats, fund the deals, sell the product, represent it properly, and we were real licensed, proper dealer. But it caused a big ripple. It caused a big ripple through a lot of channels of boating, and we're still here today. We're still selling boats. We just don't particularly get in bed with a certain manufacturer. We kind of freelance it. We've got a few pontoons. We got some bass boats, center consoles of different arrays. And again, no names mentioned in this, so nobody can really fuss. But it's just a cool little story. And it really is what happened. And it really is what took place at Davis Auto Sales / Davis Water Sports in Richmond, Virginia. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. And if you need anything else from us, let us know. We'll be happy to help you out.